Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, the latest from the State House, where battling Maine's opioid crisis is among the hot issues.
Plus details on an increase in electricity rates, which is about to go into effect.
And UMaine has received a special grant that will fund a study on how climate change is impacting the state's blueberry crops. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Polson. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. We'll have those stories coming up along with all the day's news. But first, a check of the forecast, and it's starting off to be a pretty nice day out there. I know we have a chance for some showers on and off throughout the day, maybe some thunderstorms later, but some sunny breaks too.
Yeah, it burned up that fog overnight.
All it takes is you see a little bit of sun, and it just makes you feel better. You know?
Absolutely. So. I know. After yesterday afternoon, I feel better.
Yeah.
Here's to Chase Ropenack with the forecast.
Thank you, Craig and Emma. Your first weather today is brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Let's take a look at those lows that we got coming in this morning. Bangor around 56 degrees, and most of the general area is sitting around the mid-50s as well. You can see here towards the east, though, near Eastport, we have a low of 50 and Machias of 52, so the lows are definitely a little chillier over there in the east this morning. But taking a look at the highs for today, Bangor is going to be around 72 degrees. We'll have a high of 75 in Pittsfield. Be a little bit warmer over there, and we're going to have some cooler temperatures by the coast. Again, by Machias, 62 degrees, and Bar Harbor will have 65 as well. Taking a look at the radar right now, we do have some diminishing showers and some increasing cloud cover, but other than that, it's pretty clear for the radar. But we do have some more showers and thunderstorms that are going to be coming in into this afternoon. So let's take a look at those. They'll bring some more locally heavy rainfall amounts and some more widespread showers as we get into the late hours into Saturday. But then by Sunday morning, those early hours, we'll see some more thunderstorm activity. We can see in Washington County, we have some more red and yellow in the area. Those will bring some more rainfall and maybe a rumble of thunder or two going into the early morning hours on Sunday. For the forecast for today, the high is going to be around 75. Scattered showers coming in the afternoon with some possible thunderstorms as well. And winds will be from the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. And then going into tonight, the low will reach around 57. We'll have showers early in the evening. And then areas of dense fog will follow right after. And the winds will stay pretty calm going into tonight. For the tomorrow's forecast, we'll have the high of 67. Those showers are going to continue, and the wind is going to pick up from the east. It'll be breezy around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we'll take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast going into this morning and into the afternoon. It'll be warming up around the afternoon into the 70s, and will be followed by some isolated thunderstorm activity towards 2 to 3 p.m. Craig and Emma?
Thank you, Chase. A woman is facing arson charges following a fire in the town of Lebanon. Emergency crews were called to a property on the Depot Road around 7:45 Wednesday night. They discovered that a storage shed was on fire. As a result of the investigation, authorities charged 47-year-old Marisa Shane with setting the fire. She's now charged with arson. Officials say Shane lived on the property where the shed was located, but there's no word on a motive.
Well, the Maine Marine Patrol has reported that they have recovered the body of a Bangor man from the Penobscot River, located downriver from the 395 bridge in Hamden. Officials from at least 5 different departments had been searching for him since June 8th, when he was witnessed jumping from the Joshua Chamberlain Bridge. His identity was determined by investigators in relation to the finding of his abandoned vehicle located in a parking lot by the bridge, with his identification located inside. His body has since been transported to a local funeral home.
A discussion held by Penobscot County Cares featured Maine's Director of Opioid Response, Gordon Smith, who provided updated statistics on the overdoses and deaths in the state this year. Smith says in the first half of 2023, fatal overdoses dropped 6%, decreasing from 215 to 201, as compared to this time last year. He went on to highlight proposals in the current legislative session, such as LD 1714, a bill that would provide funding for recovery centers. Stakeholders say it's important that the community comes together to address this ongoing problem.
We lost over 700 last year, and that surpassed only the record from the year before, when we lost over 600 people. So we have to make sure we continue to be sensitive to the fact that this is not normal. We can't accept this.
Smith also previewed Maine's 5th annual Opioid Response Summit taking place on July 20th.
Well, a bill to authorize harm reduction centers in Maine is now heading to the Senate for a vote after passing in the House. Recovery advocates applauded the Maine House of Representatives for the passage of LD 1364. The bill authorizes municipalities to approve the operation of centers in communities that want them, and it also requires a public meeting prior to approval of those centers. Those who support the bill say establishing harm reduction centers, also called overdose prevention centers, is a public health-centered approach to combating preventable overdose deaths. Representative Lori Osher of Orono is a co-sponsor of the bill. In a statement, she said, quote, "There are currently more than 120 centers around the world, some of which have been in operation for decades. There has never been a fatal overdose ever at any of those centers." Under LD 1364, each center will operate under the supervision of a medical director trained in addiction medicine and a center director trained in harm reduction strategies. It also provides legal protections for municipalities, employees, and clients of those overdose prevention centers.
In other legislative action, the Maine Senate has killed a bill that called for a 72-hour waiting period for gun purchases in Maine. The Senate has also passed a bill that will increase stipends for child care workers with hopes of attracting more workers. It would also expand the child care affordability program and is now heading to the House for another vote. And a bill that would increase the state's minimum wage to $15 an hour was passed by the legislature this week. However, Governor Mills has indicated she might veto that measure.
Maine lawmakers say the printed version of the Maine Constitution should include language about the state's obligations to Native American tribes. The Maine legislature voted in support of a proposal to restore language to the Constitution that requires Maine to honor the treaties it inherited when it became a state more than 200 years ago. The language still applies, but was removed from printed versions of the Constitution later in the 19th century. The proposal still needs a 2/3 majority in both chambers of the legislature and approval directly from the voters in a statewide vote.
The state Senate unanimously passing a bill that would create a new Maine Student Homelessness Prevention Fund. Every school in Maine has a homelessness education liaison who would be able to use this fund to support students facing housing insecurity or those at a risk of facing homelessness. The pilot program would give up to $750 in support per student. In 2022 alone, over 2,000 Maine students were reported by schools to be experiencing homelessness. It was the first time homeless students made up more than 1% of Maine's total student population.
Oftentimes what we've heard is families go homelessness and they have had or in the neighborhood of about $1,300 is the difference between them staying where they are or becoming homeless. And so this program is a pilot program that would step in and provide some of that funding.
The bill now faces more votes in the Senate and House.
A cost of living adjustment signed into law yesterday will help approximately 30,000 Maine veterans and their families. The bill was sponsored by Maine Senator Angus King. It ensures the Department of Veterans Affairs disability compensation surviving family member payments and clothing allowances get the same annual cost of living adjustment as Social Security. In a statement, Senator King said, quote, "As everyday costs for Maine veterans grow, we have a responsibility to make sure their benefits are keeping pace. This bipartisan benefit increase is a step to help ensure those who served aren't struggling with their basic household budgets."
If you're a Versant or Central Maine Power customer, chances are you'll be paying more for your electricity starting July 1st. Doug Banks has the story.
In just 2 short weeks, those who use electricity to keep their homes alive will be paying more. According to the Maine Public Utilities Commission, for those using Central Maine Power and Versant, both Bangor Hydro and Maine Public Division, customers will have an increased rate of around $10 respectively. One of the reasons for this increase is the rates towards distribution and delivery of the electricity to your house. The other reason is the net energy billing.
The most recent decisions that we issued this week related to the stranded costs, which are sort of the public policy programs. There are contracts for renewable energy, which actually provide revenue to ratepayers to lower their rates. And then there's the net energy billing program, which is the distributed solar program that is adding a significant new cost to the program this year.
In 2019, Maine legislature passed Bill LD 1711, a bill to expand Maine's solar panel and renewable energy infrastructure, which in turn be distributed to consumers. This is shown on the stranded cost portion of your bill. That is the amount you will be paying towards the net energy billing. That amount is also the incentive solar developers will receive from the bill passed in 2019. On the surface, it looks like the electric companies are receiving all the money you pay. But because of supplying electricity and a strong relationship with the public, CMP and Versant are now stuck in the middle between the solar developers and Maine legislature and you, the consumer. The answer to the question, how can I lower my bill, has never been a simple explanation. Converting to reusable energy is easier said than done.
As you may have seen in the mail and on social media advertising, there are a variety of community solar companies who are soliciting members and looking for them to join onto their community solar project. If you choose to do that, that is an option. We just recommend to customers that they do their research and make sure they're entering into an agreement that they're comfortable with.
The future of our electricity is approaching, and now we're in a period of costs having to be made. From Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, meanwhile, the Hope House Health and Living Center in Bangor is expanding a program to help those living in the shelter transition to homes of their own. Hope House is run by Penobscot Community Health Care. A PCHC spokesperson confirmed more than $2 million in pandemic relief funds will be used to add 10 transitional housing units and also hire 10 new staff members. The units would be located near the clinic where tenants pay rent for a single-person room while they attain employment and gain independence. The spokesperson also confirms the project will likely start in October and finish up in the late spring or early summer of 2024. Great idea. Certainly is badly needed.
Yeah, not just here in Bangor, too, across the state and the country. All right, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the University of Maine has received federal funding that will help it find a way to protect Maine's blueberry crop from climate change.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. Today, we can expect some scattered showers and thunderstorms later on in the day. The highs will be up near 75 degrees. Showers and dense fog overnight with lows in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day with a chance of showers. The highs on Saturday around 67.
No matter what type of dog you have or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Odlin Road in Herman.
Good Morning Maine's Real Estate Showcase, brought to you by RE/MAX Collaborative.
When it comes to the feud,
name a way a woman might say she likes her men and her cheese.
You either nail it,
sharp,
spicy, or fail it.
Full of adventure.
When you're at the grocery store, you want to find some adventurous cheese running around the dairy section.
Family Feud.
Where are you going? Stop all this adventure.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. University of Maine researchers are learning more about our official state berry thanks to recent funding. Our David Ledford explains.
Wild blueberries are such an incredible part of Maine's heritage, its culture. The U.S. Department of Agriculture National Institute of Food and Agriculture awarded $650,000 to a University of Maine project to investigate the impact of climate change on wild blueberries. This comes after recent data from the USDA showed last year's harvest of blueberries fell to 77.5 million pounds, a 25% decrease. Researchers say the dip is due to the impact of erratic weather.
Last year we saw the effect of drought, where a lot of berries were very, very small because they just didn't get the rainfall they needed.
Members of the Wild Blueberry Commission of Maine say blueberry yields for each year can be unpredictable, and that funding blueberry research is essential because of the impact the fruit has on the state's economy.
It's, a major economic engine in the state. So we estimate that through indirect and direct impacts, we generate about $250 million for the state's economy every year.
Researchers say wild blueberries aren't just an important crop for the state. They also support ecosystems by providing pollination, food for wildlife, and more.
Blueberry plants are a great resource of nutrients for bees and native pollinators. And they are a really abundant source of food, nectar and pollen.
Based on their findings, researchers plan to share recommendations with members of the wild blueberry industry to help with production.
In the long term, what we're hoping to do is to see what kind of conditions and what stages the sort of situation the plants will be in under different types of climate change.
To learn more about the work being done by UMaine researchers, view this story on our website at foxbangor.com. In Old Town, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It's no secret that money is tight for most college students, but when one UMaine student's research highlighted a concerning level of financial insecurity on the Orono campus, she set out to make a lasting difference. Callie Warren has the story.
Tamara Benson is the founder of the Black Bear Mutual Aid Fund, a state-recognized nonprofit that takes in community donations to be distributed to those in need.
That's where the Black Bear Mutual Aid Fund comes in. It's a community-led initiative to alleviate economic hardships and build a culture of community care at the University of Maine.
She explains that the fund is intended to be a supplement to existing aid programs at UMaine, and it can be accessed by more than just students.
It's a pool of resources that people can contribute to when they have extra and take from when they need it.
Benson, a spring 2023 graduate of UMaine, started this project as her honors thesis. When she realized the need for another service organization on campus, she founded a group of students and staff to make it a reality. Benson asked her friends and family for donations to the fund in lieu of graduation gifts. The organization, while not officially affiliated with UMaine, helps people in the surrounding economy afford food, housing, medical care, and other basic needs. Benson says she knows that reaching out for help can be intimidating. Her message for those afraid to ask is simple.
You are not a burden for asking for help. Everybody deserves the help that they need.
For more information on how you can donate your time and resources to the Black Bear Mutual Aid Fund, visit blackbearmutualaid.org. In Orono, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool. She took her research and then did something about it. That's impressive. The time now is 8:18. After the break, there are major developments in the case of the Massachusetts airman who allegedly leaked U.S. national defense secrets.
We'll have the details on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Hi, this is Jason.
And this is Jessica from Tossie's Checkout,
A family-owned business located in Glenburn.
inviting you to come experience that welcoming hometown feeling when you're visiting our neck of the woods.
You can always expect tasty treats,
Pizza,
spirits,
familiar faces.
and quality gasoline.
With summer approaching and Pushaw Lake nearby,
We look forward to seeing your smiling faces. Come
check us out.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Have they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down? They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Legislation is being considered to add further funding to a program that sets volunteer firefighters and EMS workers up with retirement funds. Devin Dagnall has the story.
The Length of Service Award Program, also known as LOSAP, has been offering registered volunteer firefighters and EMS personnel retirement funding for multiple years. But the biggest issue so far has been where the program gets its funding from.
As set out, the legislation does allow for municipalities and fire and departments themselves to contribute, but that has been a non-starter up till now. The expectation has been that the state will kind of jumpstart that actual funding.
The program receives no state funding and relies on the fire department themselves and the areas they serve for capital. LOSAP Chair Bill Gillespie says with an annual maintenance cost of $500,000 for the program, more funding is needed. LD 588, an act to promote public safety and retain essential first responders by funding the Maine Length of Service Award Program, is aiming to change that. At least a little. If passed, LD 588 would give a one-time payment of $2.5 million to LOSAP in order to give more volunteer firefighters and EMS workers retirement funding.
It's really meant to retain our volunteers that are currently giving as much as they can, and also through word of mouth. We would hope that would get out, that you can actually earn a retirement program just by volunteering on your local fire and EMS department and get more people involved that way.
Gillespie says it is likely that 588 will pass, but he would like to still see further changes made in the future.
We would love to have the governor put it in the budget to have the $2.5 million in there annually so we didn't have to come back every year and fight for the money. But at this point in time, we've not had any success with a continuous funding portion.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 8:22.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Thank you, Craig and Emma. Your main weather today is brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. All right, let's take a look at those lows that we got coming in this morning. Bangor sitting around the upper 50s. We can see 58 on the board for us, and then most of the general area will be sitting around the mid-50s as well. We do see some cooler temperatures to the east. You can see by Eastport 51 and Machias 51, so they had a little chillier start to the morning. But we'll take a look at those highs. We're only going to reach around 72 today in Bangor. That's known to be the perfect human temperature for us to be experiencing. Pittsfield will be a little bit warmer, 75 degrees. And we can see some much cooler temperatures over to the east coast. You can see Eastport at 55 for their high today, not raising much after that low of 51. Machias 62, and Bar Harbor will be at 65. Temperature trends shows throughout the rest of the week. We're going to take a big dip Sunday. We'll be reaching around 60 degrees. And then we're slowly going to crawl back up into the 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll take an even bigger jump towards 86 on Thursday. So the heat will be coming back towards the end of the week. Now, the humidity is going to take some jumps here and there. We'll see, it looks like midday Friday is when we're going to get up into the muggy region. It's going to get pretty sticky and muggy, and those are before those showers start to come in. And then we'll take another jump towards muggy, not as bad as Friday, but that will be midday Saturday before we are dry in the much more comfortable region. And then we'll start to pick up again towards Wednesday when those temperatures rise again towards the 80s on Thursday. Radar right now is pretty clear. We do have some showers that are diminishing right now, and then some cloud cover starting to move in from the west. But right now, it's a good start to the morning. It should be beautiful out there. But we do have some showers and thunderstorms on the way. Let's take a look at those. We do have some locally heavy rainfall amounts that are going to be occurring with those red blotches that are with the storm system coming on its way. And then it's going to bring some even more heavier rainfall amounts towards the east we'll see in the early morning hours on Sunday, and those may bring in more rumbles of thunder than we'll have seen later on today. Now for the future rainfalls amounts, we're going to see over an inch near Dover-Foxcroft, and we'll see close to 1.25 inches by Holton. And it looks like around Bangor will be just under 1 inch, but it looks like most of the heavy rainfall is going to be, looks like it's going to be centered around the western side of Maine, where all that purple's at. So it's still going to be pretty good amounts of rain for us, and which we've seen a lot of recently. So hopefully we will start to see some more drier skies soon. But right now with the winds, pretty calm out there. We can see 3 miles per hour from the south of Bangor, and there's a lot of zeros on the board. Looks like much of the breezier winds are staying up north. You can see around Frenchville, around 12 miles per hour from the northwest, so it's a little bit breezier up there than it is near Bangor. For tonight's forecast, we're going to see, or for today's forecast, we'll see a high of 75. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be moving through in the afternoon hours, and winds will be from the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. And then going into tonight, we'll hit a low of 57. We'll have showers early on in the evening, and then areas of dense fog will follow right after. And for tomorrow, we'll see a high of 67 with some showers still continuing, mostly cloudy skies, and the winds will pick up a bit from the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for your extended forecast, you'll see we're going to have some more rain following after the storms today. That'll continue into Sunday, bringing some cooler temperatures on Father's Day, but then we'll pick back up into the low 70s by Tuesday.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Detail 207, an average guy with the knowledge and skills to fully detail your vehicle. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail it all. If it has wheels and it isn't as clean as you'd like it to be, give me a call and we'll set up an appointment today. 659-2995.
Shine on a dime with your average guys at Detail 207. The longest lasting brand.
For great value, go with the longest lasting brand, Toyota. And at the Toyota Summer Value Event, you can save up to $1,300 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
The longest lasting brand.
So for a vehicle with long-lasting value, see your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
On the next Last Man Standing.
My name is Joseph. They call me Joe.
Cece. That means yes, yes.
Mike plays Cupid.
I invited Cece over hoping that she and Joe would hit it off.
The tall blonde, big laugh, always shouting.
That would be Cece.
And hits the bullseye.
If they say love is crazy, they're both nuts, it's perfect.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Now to a major development in the case of the Massachusetts airman accused of leaking national defense secrets online. A grand jury has handed down a 6-count indictment for Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira, and we're learning Teixeira's alleged actions threatened U.S. support of Ukraine's fight against Russia. More now from ABC's Justin Finch in Washington.
Federal prosecutors allege 21-year-old Jack Teixeira was risking U.S. national security and the lives of U.S. service members, allies, and others to impress friends online, including on chat groups on the Discord gaming platform. In the 6-count grand jury indictment charging Teixeira with willful retention and transmission of classified information, a revelation about the real-time impact of Teixeira's alleged leaking.
This was a deliberate criminal act.
The indictment explaining that Teixeira's alleged leaks included key details about the U.S. providing military support for Ukraine's fight against Russia, including how that equipment would be transferred and used. Teixeira worked as an IT specialist for the Massachusetts Air National Guard, earning a top-secret security clearance in 2021.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira.
Prosecutors say Teixeira was illegally accessing and transmitting top-secret information for more than a year before his April arrest at his family's home, and that his superiors warned him at least twice to stop accessing information beyond the scope of his primary duties. If convicted, Teixeira faces up to 60 years in prison. Teixeira's attorney and his family declined to comment on his indictment. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
At least 15 people are dead after a crash on a Canadian highway on Thursday. Canadian police say a bus carrying mostly senior citizens collided with a semi-trailer truck at the intersection of a highway in the Manitoba province. The bus was said to be carrying 25 people. 10 others were injured and taken to a local hospital. The crash is reminiscent of a 2018 bus crash in neighboring Saskatchewan that killed 16 people from the Humboldt Broncos minor league hockey team.
Well, consumers will get more clarity and meat and poultry producers get more accountability on new labeling requirements. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says it is implementing a multi-step effort to strengthen its requirements on animal raising claims. Meat producers will have to get clearance from the Food Safety and Inspection Service before adding labels on raising them that make claims such as grass-fed or free-range. The approval also includes negative antibiotic claims such as raised without antibiotics. Companies must strengthen documentation on those claims, and third-party certifications will be encouraged. Currently, you read those things, people will buy them based on those claims,
right,
but you don't know if you're really getting what you're paying for.
I think free range can oftentimes be quite misleading because you think that they're raised more
humanely. You think they're out there in the barnyard frolicking and having fun, but
that does not mean that.
Yeah, they're just in a bigger cage or something.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. All right, still to come here on the second half of our show. A 10-week program at Troy Middle School has recently wrapped up in which police officers teach students critical thinking skills when it comes to drugs.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Bath remodeling was revolutionized in this garage in 1984 when three brothers created the iconic bath fitter tub-over-tub process. A breakthrough then, the industry standard now for beautiful baths without the mess, stress, or high cost. A better way from bath fitter means precise measurement, the highest quality acrylic, perfect preparation, and watertight installation backed by a lifetime warranty. Bath fitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Just a reminder that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to you this and every 4th of July by Phantom Fireworks. With state-of-the-art showrooms nationwide, we are America's #1 destination for brighter, louder, safer fireworks. Phantom Fireworks, lighting up faces in the backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, June 16th, 2023. Today is also National Fudge Day, and I learned today that Emma doesn't like fudge.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you wrote my next line is most everyone loves a tasty
Except for
piece
you, right?
of fudge. Yes. It hurts my teeth.
Yeah, I get it.
I know. I have
There's
a good
some things
excuse.
I don't eat because of that,
right,
too.
Right. It's dense, but it's good.
Yeah.
And according to the legend, the delicious candy-like treat was actually a mistake. It was on Valentine's Day in 1886 when a chocolate maker from Baltimore was attempting to make a batch of French caramels. He fudged the recipe, but the result was delicious. Fudge also has historical ties to female scholars in the late 19th and early 20th century when recipes for fudge spread like wildfire at women's colleges around the nation.
It was a thing they did back then,
Yeah.
Shared recipes and things like that.
I don't know why it's always associated with like tourist spots too, like Perry's Nut House, you
Yeah.
go for the fudge.
Yeah.
I don't know why and taffy too. I don't know why it's always associated with touristy spots.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just maybe a quick, easy thing they can sell to the tourists as they're
Right.
walking by or
Right.
whatever.
Yep.
I want to try some French caramels now. I know that. I don't even know what they are, but it sounds delicious.
Caramel anything, I love.
So,
yep.
yeah. All right, on this day in history back in 1884, the first roller coaster in the entire nation opened in Coney Island, New York. In 1960, Alfred Hitchcock's classic film Psycho premiered, making it tough for some people to get in the shower. I know, we were just talking about that one a few months ago. You saw it finally. And
No, I saw The Birds finally.
Oh, The Birds.
Psycho
that
I've
was
seen
the
for a
one.
long time,
Yeah.
and I love this one. And of course, it's like, why hadn't I seen The Birds when I love this one so much?
Yeah, he's made
Love
some
The
others
Birds,
you
too.
got to check out, too. He's
Yeah.
just kind of a great
Haunting,
director.
haunting, good stuff.
In 1978, President Jimmy Carter and his Panamanian counterpart ratified the Panama Canal Treaties. That agreement relinquished U.S. control over the canal by the year 2000. And in 2008, California began issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. It was the first state to do so.
Today's birthdays include pro golfer Phil Mickelson, who's 53, actor John Cho is 51, actress Laurie Metcalf is 65, and this is also the birthday of slain rapper Tupac Shakur, who would have been 52 today.
All right. As far as the weather is concerned, a lot like we've had the last few days, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain, maybe a chance of thunderstorms later on.
Yep. Seems like the clouds are moving quite quickly, so if it's sunny in Bangor, you may have some rain, in Bar Harbor or something like that.
Right.
Yep. Here's Chase Ropanak with the forecast.
Thank you, Craig and Emma. Your first weather today is brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Let's take a look at those lows that we got coming in this morning. Bangor around 56 degrees, and most of the general area is sitting around the mid-50s as well. You can see here towards the east, though, near Eastport, we have a low of 50 and Machias of 52, so the lows are definitely a little chillier over there in the east this morning. But taking a look at the highs for today, Bangor is going to be around 72 degrees. We'll have a high of 75 in Pittsfield. Be a little bit warmer over there, and we're going to have some cooler temperatures by the coast. Again, by Machias, 62 degrees, and Bar Harbor will have 65 as well. Taking a look at the radar right now, we do have some diminishing showers and some increasing cloud cover, but other than that, it's pretty clear for the radar. But we do have some more showers and thunderstorms that are going to be coming into this afternoon. So let's take a look at those. They'll bring some more locally heavy rainfall amounts and some more widespread showers as we get into the late hours into Saturday. But then by Sunday morning, those early hours, we'll see some more thunderstorm activity. We can see in Washington County, we have some more red and yellow in the area. Those will bring some more rainfall and maybe a rumble of thunder or two going into the early morning hours on Sunday. For the forecast for today, the high is going to be around 75. Scattered showers coming in the afternoon with some possible thunderstorms as well. And winds will be from the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. And then going into tonight, the low will reach around 57. We'll have showers early in the evening. And then areas of dense fog will follow right after. And the winds will stay pretty calm going into tonight. For the tomorrow's forecast, we'll have the high of 67. Those showers are going to continue, and the wind is going to pick up from the east. It'll be breezy around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we'll take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast going into this morning and into the afternoon. It'll be warming up around the afternoon into the 70s, and it'll be followed by some isolated thunderstorm activity towards 2 to 3 p.m. Craig and Emma?
Thank you, Chase. An update now to a story we brought you a few weeks ago. Belfast police officers working with students from Troy Middle School graduated from the first ever LEAD program. This 10-week program brings law enforcement into the classroom to teach K through 12 students evidence-based drug abuse prevention education. Police officers worked alongside teachers to help students develop critical thinking and good decision-making practices when it comes to drugs. The graduation included 116 students and an ice cream party to celebrate everything they've learned. Congratulations to all the participants.
A great program there.
Absolutely. It seems really innovative on the police's part. Very cool. Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
You'll also hear what's new at the Penobscot Theater. Don't go away.
I've been in a few accidents and had surgery on my right foot first and contracted a blood disorder. I had quite a few seizures after that and then had a massive stroke. That was a really rough time in my life. Donna has helped me through so much. She knew exactly what I was going through, and she made sure that I had nurses in my home. She helps me with all of my medications. She coordinates all my rides to any facility I need to go to. She talks to my doctors personally. Thanks to Donna, I'm sitting in my own home and I'm I'm getting the care I need, and I'm getting all the therapy I need. It's made my life tremendously easier.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Donna?
I am okay. How's your morning been? You're not overdoing, are you?
No, I'm not overdoing it.
Okay, remember you are in recovery. You come first.
She gives me hope. She gives me faith. She puts a smile on my face every time I talk to her. I call her my second sister, and I've never even met her. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it is good to meet you.
I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me.
That's what I'm here for. I love being able to make your life easier when I can and get you the care you need.
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll never forget you.
Never forget you either, buddy.
If I didn't have Donna in my life, I don't think that I'd be sitting where I'm sitting right now.
25 words or less.
Beauty mark.
Mole. Yes! That's the money, y'all! 5 days a week.
On Fox 22.
Welcome back in, everyone, and thank you for staying with us. Let's start with some hockey news and some great news out of the University of Maine. What is deemed by some as the top incoming recruiting class just got better. The Black Bears announcing on Thursday the addition of Artem Duda, a defenseman out of Moscow, Russia. Duda was drafted 36th overall in the 2022 NHL draft by the Arizona Coyotes, marking the highest draft pick to join the Black Bears since Barrett Heiston back in '99. He was selected 20th. Duda has competed with several hockey leagues in Russia, most recently scoring 5 goals and 8 assists and 14 outings with the KHL over there. He joins an already deep defensive group with a lot of returners and a Black Bears team poised to make a run in 2024. All right, now to some high school softball. The Nokomis Warriors are regional champs for the first time after beating Herman to win Class B North on Wednesday. And as Ryan Sudol found out, pressure is what's making the Warriors turn to diamonds.
I feel incredible. Being out here with these girls has meant more than anything to me, and going out there and winning felt even better.
It's been a long time coming. For the first time ever, Nokomis Warriors softball can call themselves regional champions.
That was a monkey off our back. We had been so close all the time, whether you're one game out or you're in it before, and to finally get to that point where we could say we finished one off, it was really nice.
The Warriors defeated Herman 6-2 Wednesday in the regional final. They trailed early, but a 2-run homer by Megan Watson gave them a lead they wouldn't relinquish.
I haven't really been able to hit too well the last 5 games, so to be able to break the game open and get things rolling for our team felt really good. When she did that and we took the lead back, it changed my demeanor and it made me more comfortable.
Ah, yes, Mia Coots, the Warriors ace, up to her old tricks, allowing just 3 runs in 3 playoff games. And with the competition being upped, she's upping her game big time.
And we know going through the playoffs, every team is going to get better and better and better. And she just seems to keep coming back more and more and more.
I love pressure. I've always gone by the standpoint that pressure is a privilege, and having that privilege is something that not a lot of teams get to have.
And it's the ultimate privilege for head coach J.D. McClellan, who, after 2 decades, finally got the one he wanted.
I think he's excited, and he's trying not to show it.
But that's for good reason.
I got to try to keep the face on that we're relaxed, and so the kids don't get uptight because of me. I try to stay relaxed, but it's really difficult.
And it certainly won't be easy against South champs York in Saturday's state final, but the Warriors know where they stand, near the top.
We know we have to buckle down and play the hardest we've ever played. They are good. They are really good, but so are we. So it's going to be a good game, and we know that we got to work hard and stick to our basics.
In Newport, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Go Warriors, that's all I got to say. Cutscene right there.
Awesome way to end that. Wishing them luck. So the Warriors going for that first state title to join the trophy case next to that first regional title. Let's take a look at all of our state finals matchups scheduled for the weekend. In Class A, Edward Little and South Portland are going to battle in baseball, while Oxford Hills and Wyndham will go at it on the softball diamond, both of those games at the University of Southern Maine. In Class B, top-ranked Old Town from the north will look for their second title in 3 years. They're going up against the South's number 2 in Yarmouth, while Nokomis looks to finish off that perfect season against the South's top seed, York. Both those games are up here at Mansfield for baseball and Coffin Field for softball. Class C heads back down to USM. Bucksport baseball looking for 2 in a row. They will play at Monmouth Academy. And Bucksport softball looking for another number on their banner as they take on the Halldale Bulldogs. And last but not least, in Class D, Bangor Christian baseball looks to keep it going against St. Dom's. And Machias playing in their first softball state title game as well against top-seeded North Yarmouth Academy. Those games are up here at Mansfield and Coffin as well. Let's move on now to some news out of Husson University, where longtime athletic director Frank Pergolizzi is calling it a career. Pergolizzi announcing his retirement from collegiate athletics on Wednesday after spending 10 years at the helm of the Eagles and over 40 years in total spent with institutions across the NCAA. During his tenure at Husson, Pergolizzi added the women's golf program, the women's tennis program, and both men's indoor and outdoor track and field. The Eagles have won a total of 56 conference championships during Frank's time in Bangor. And in a statement, he says, quote, "The 10 years that I spent at Husson is a time that I will always remember. We had considerable success on the playing fields and in the classroom." He also says he will continue to support the Eagles as he moves forward to a new adventure, and wishing him the best of luck in whatever that adventure may be. That's all the time we have for sports, though. Be right back after the break.
Now is the time to consider taking care of your driveway or parking lot. With more than 25 years experience, Harvey Paving and Seal Coating specializes in asphalt maintenance. A fantastic way to extend the life of your asphalt is by taking care of it, and we will fill in all the cracks and seal coat afterwards. This leaves your driveway with a beautiful finish looking like new. Why not increase the curb appeal of your residential or commercial space? Give us a call today at Harvey Paving and Seal Coating for a free quote, 262-0154.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburg to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Dominic Barney and Ben Lehman from Penobscot Theatre Company. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And so what's previewing tonight or premiering?
So we are in first preview tonight for Mary Poppins at the Bangor Opera House. And we open officially Saturday afternoon at 5.
So what's the difference between a premiere show like this and an official open?
Well, in a preview, we kind of take the liberty. It's really a dress rehearsal still. It hasn't officially opened, so we reserve the right to stop and hold for things like safety or if a light isn't working or that kind of thing. So you kind of get maybe a peek behind the curtain in a preview.
Yeah.
We kind of hope not usually, but sometimes you do get a peek behind the curtain and see some things you wouldn't normally see during a regular performance.
I love it when those things happen.
Lots of people do.
And this is really kind of a mixture of like some local actors, but you have some real pros doing it too, right?
Yeah, so we do have several members of the Equity Association on board, and we have an original member of the Broadway cast of Mary Poppins on board. Her name is Janelle Robinson, and she's playing a double track in our show, one role that she originated in the Broadway show, and she was with that company for 6 years. So,
wow.
And our Mary Poppins is Stephanie Backistow, and she is from the New York area. So
very cool. What are you guys playing in the play? What's your roles?
I get to play Bert, the chimney sweet.
Oh,
so that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And I am playing Mr. George Banks, the kid's grumpy dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Typecast.
Yes, right.
100%.
So, what are your favorite parts about this play? Do you have any?
I think for me, it's the joy of bringing like these songs that everybody knows to the stage and to our community, and Bert gets to sing some of the most memorable songs. So I really relish in that opportunity. It's lots of fun.
Probably the audience could sing along too.
Yeah, they did. Last night they did.
Yeah, we did have a preview show last night as well, and people were singing along with us in the front row.
That's heartwarming.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Local kids? Who's playing the kids?
Yes, Derek Johnson and Stella Burns both have been part of the Penobscot Theater Dramatic Academy growing up, and Stella, her parents are Tina and Phil Burns, who run the Burns Studio, and Phil is our music director. So it's a family affair, and the kids are great.
Yeah.
I love them. They're doing a great job.
So I hate to segue, but I think everybody's curious. So do you know any details about the bar coming in next door? Am I overstepping now?
No, not at all.
It's called the Stage Door,
Yeah.
and it's open in the evenings during when we have performances.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Till 10 or a little later, depending on who's there after the show. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The drinks are wonderful. The atmosphere is really fun. Yeah. So we hope everyone will come and enjoy.
It is already open. I didn't realize.
It opened this week. There was a soft opening on Wednesday. And so it is open for patrons of the theater and the general public this week. So
they're going to be doing it on some nights when you don't have a show too. Is
that's
that right?
Yeah, it's open for business as a regular kind of cocktail bar and lounge. For non-patrons of the theater too. Awesome. But you can access, it's kind of neat. They kind of knocked a hole in one of the walls of the Opera House and built an access point so that you can actually get a drink at intermission at the bar and come back into the show. You can hang out with your friends after and before. It's a really cool spot.
It's
beautiful inside.
It was Valentine's footwear, right?
It was the Valentine's footwear space.
Yeah. Just knocked a hole in the wall and now.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's all it takes. Just a wrecking ball and a dream. As they say.
I love that. Okay, what's the website? Where can people learn more?
It's penobscottheater.org, or they can call the box office at 942-3333, or they can just stop by anytime between noon and 5, Monday to Friday.
Lovely. All right. Ben, Dominic, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We'll send it over to Chase for our full weather forecast.
Thank you, Craig and Emma. Your main weather today is brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. All right, let's take a look at those lows that we got coming in this morning. Bangor sitting around the upper 50s. We can see 58 on the board for us, and then most of the general area will be sitting around the mid-50s as well. We do see some cooler temperatures to the east. You can see by Eastport 51 and Machias 51, so they had a little chillier start to the morning. But we'll take a look at those highs. We're only going to reach around 72 today in Bangor. That's known to be the perfect human temperature for us to be experiencing. Pittsfield will be a little bit warmer, 75 degrees. And we can see some much cooler temperatures over to the east coast. You can see Eastport at 55 for their high today, not raising much after that low of 51. Machias 62, and Bar Harbor will be at 65. Temperature trend shows throughout the rest of the week. We're going to take a big dip Sunday. We'll be reaching around 60 degrees. And then we're slowly going to crawl back up into the 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll take an even bigger jump towards 86 on Thursday. So the heat will be coming back towards the end of the week. Now, the humidity is going to take some jumps here and there. We'll see, it looks like midday Friday is when we're going to get up into the muggy region. It's going to get pretty sticky and muggy, and those are before those showers start to come in. And then we'll take another jump towards muggy, not as bad as Friday, but that will be midday Saturday before we are dry in the much more comfortable region. And then we'll start to pick up again towards Wednesday when those temperatures rise again towards the 80s on Thursday. Radar right now is pretty clear. We do have some showers that are diminishing right now, and then some cloud cover starting to move in from the west. But right now, it's a good start to the morning. It should be beautiful out there. But we do have some showers and thunderstorms on the way. Let's take a look at those. We do have some locally heavy rainfall amounts that are going to be occurring with those red blotches that are with the storm system coming on its way. And then it's going to bring some even more heavier rainfall amounts towards the east we'll see in the early morning hours on Sunday, and those might bring in more rumbles of thunder than we'll have seen later on today. Now for the future rainfalls amounts, we're going to see over an inch near Dover Foxcroft, and we'll see close to 1.25 inches by Holton. And it looks like around Bangor will be just under 1 inch, but it looks like most of the heavy rainfall is going to be, looks like it's going to be centered around the western side of Maine, where all that purple's at. So it's still going to be pretty good amounts of rain for us, and which we've seen a lot of recently. So hopefully we will start to see some more drier skies soon. But right now with the winds, pretty calm out there. We can see 3 miles per hour from the south of Bangor, and there's a lot of zeros on the board. Looks like much of the breezier winds are staying up north. You can see around Frenchville, around 12 miles per hour from the northwest, so it's a little bit breezier up there than it is near Bangor. For tonight's forecast, we're going to see, or for today's forecast, we'll see a high of 75. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be moving through in the afternoon hours, and winds will be from the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. And then going into tonight, we'll hit a low of 57. We'll have showers early on in the evening, and then areas of dense fog will follow right after. And for tomorrow, we'll see a high of 67 with some showers still continuing, mostly cloudy skies, and the winds will pick up a bit from the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for your extended forecast, you'll see we're going to have some more rain following after the storms today. That'll continue into Sunday, bringing some cooler temperatures on Father's Day, but then we'll pick back up into the low 70s by Tuesday.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore. Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
No matter what type of dog you have, or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
At Firehouse Subs, we give you craveable subs that are piping hot and piled high. And a portion of every purchase helps give them the life-saving equipment they need. Order online or on the app for contactless pickup or delivery. Only at Firehouse Subs.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
A successful spacewalk for NASA. The 2 astronauts upgrading the power system on the International Space Station on Thursday. Steve Bowen and Woody Hoberg successfully installing 60 by 20 foot new solar arrays, which allows solar energy to be converted to electrical power. The arrays are expected to increase the power production at the space station by 30%. The spacewalk, Bowen's 10th and Hoberg's 2nd, is said to be one of the last of the 2 planned spacewalks to install the arrays. It's kind of crazy. I always forget that there are people at the International Space Station right now.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Year-round, they're up there doing their thing.
Right.
So I forget about it, too.
Yeah.
Want your dog to live its best life? Then you might need to get it another furry friend. New research suggests that dogs that have other doggy friends and human companions live a longer and healthier life. A dog's social support network has an even bigger impact than their owner's financial status. But that doesn't mean you have to rush out and get a new puppy. Some dogs might simply prefer to interact with other dogs at a dog park or a doggy daycare. But there is some bad news for kids and pets. The study found that dogs who live in homes with children fared worse than those that lived with only adults.